Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Kentucky Derby Museum. And what better way to start this press conference than with the call to the post by none other than Steve Buttleman. Round of applause, please. I'm Patrick Armstrong, President and CEO here at Kentucky Derby Museum. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning for such a fun occasion. We'll keep this short and sweet because we know everyone is here for the Derby party. At the Derby Museum, every day is Derby Day, but today is extra special because December 6th, today, marks 150 days to the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby. So the race to 150 is officially on. As our way of saying thank you to the community, we wanted to open our doors for an all-day party here at the Kentucky Derby Museum. So it's free admission to everyone all day, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you to all of our partners for making this event possible. It's been months in the making, especially Mike Anderson and our friends at Churchill Downs. Mike? Matt Gibson and the Kentucky Derby Festival team. The Kentucky Department of Tourism, Louisville Tourism, and many others here. We appreciate you very much. Also, a huge shout out to our Derby Museum Chair of the Board, David Nett, and several other KDM board members that are here with us today. Thank you all for coming. So today is all about lifting up Louisville together and beginning the countdown to an incredible moment in history. The magic of 150 years of the Kentucky Derby. Before I bring up our first special guest, Governor Beshear, I want to thank you for always being a fantastic advocate for the tourism and hospitality industry in Kentucky. So now please welcome our second-term governor, the Honorable Andy Beshear.
I like the sound of that. Thank you all. That has to be one of my favorite introductions I have ever received. It is amazing to be back in Louisville today as your recently re-elected governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Grateful to the Kentucky Derby Museum. What a phenomenal place for not only tourists from out of state, but from in-state to come and to live and relive some of the greatest traditions of any sporting event. From the multimedia movie experience that is routinely updated and is such a special experience every time you see it, to the toast that we give to the winners in this building. After the Derby itself, the Derby Museum has certainly cemented its place as one of the top tourist attractions in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Let's give them a big round of applause for what they do. And it is exciting to be here 150 days out from Kentucky Derby 150. I want to congratulate Churchill Downs and everyone who over the years has helped us to reach this milestone. You think about this track in Churchill being one of Kentucky's most iconic companies. From their famous world-class events to hospitalities, just 2 days ago, we stood with many of the leaders here today as they opened Derby City Gaming downtown, another $90 million investment in the city of Louisville. That facility has already created 400 new jobs in the construction industry and will provide 150 permanent jobs for our residents. I know that that would not be possible. This exciting revitalization that we are seeing downtown and everywhere else without a fantastic mayor and Craig Greenberg. Thank you for your great work, Mayor. And to think we were just here months ago placing Kentucky's first legal sports bet, having finally gotten that through, and now opening up other sources of revenue that were otherwise flowing to other states that can now help our retirees and fund our pension system. At every step, Churchill has been a key Team Kentucky partner as we've celebrated so many wins together And Kentucky Derby 150 is going to be one of the biggest wins for this Commonwealth. I just think about the fact that on Derby Day, the eyes of the entire world shift to us. And we show off the very best, and it seems like we do it bigger every single year. But I know this will be the biggest, with not only the most people here, but the most viewers, and it is an exciting time to show what Kentucky is. It's an exciting time to show how we're a leader in tourism, where last year we broke every record for economic impact in tourism that the Commonwealth had ever set. What it means to our people last year was $12.9 billion. It was 91,668 jobs. We saw 75.9 million visitors to Kentucky, a 103% increase since 2019. I have a feeling that we're going to break some of those records this year, but that we're going to break every record with Derby 150 and throughout 2024. We're going to make it happen. And I love that Derby 150 is happening at a time where we are booming, when we have a record-setting economy, when people are looking at Kentucky for all different reasons. Now, since I become governor, we set a record of $28 billion in new private sector investment, nearly 50,000 new jobs. We're building the two biggest battery plants on planet Earth right here in Kentucky. Folks, we will never be a flyover state ever again. Kentucky is officially the destination for the biggest economic development projects in the country. Over the years, we've made some great memories on Derby Day, from presenting the trophy in the winner's circle, most of the time, to the ultimate winner, to bringing my kids, Will and Lila, for their very first Derby experience. So many people in this room have had that experience and getting to see the joy in their eyes. And when I think about the most important thing for future generations of Kentuckians to discover in the time capsule, I think about the pride of our people, from Pikeville to Paducah, from Mayfield to Maysville, that it reminds us that the Kentucky Derby isn't just a big deal for the city of Louisville, it is a big deal for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's a time when we all come together, push all the divisions aside, show off the very best of us, and we work together to create the very best experience. So today for the time capsule, I'm placing a program from the upcoming second inauguration, which is just a few days away. And when you think about the theme for it, it's why we wanted to do it. It's Forward Together. It's about bringing people together the same way the Derby does, and not moving a state to the right or the left, but moving forward together. And it's going to be a day that tells the story of these last 4 years, from having each of our counties impacted by tornadoes and flooding to have a special place in the inaugural parade, to our brave first responders, the best National Guard in the entire country, groups of people that rescued over 1,400 Kentuckians in the 48 hours after the flooding hit. This is a chance to just remember, not only on Derby, but hopefully every other day, that more brings us together as Kentuckians than will ever push us apart. That our job is to beat Indiana and not beat up on each other. And in these next 4 years, but I certainly hope the next 40 years, that we have a chance to not just be an economic, but a moral leader. One where we recognize the calling that we love our neighbor as ourselves, and the parable of the Good Samaritan that says everyone is our neighbor, no exceptions for party, no exceptions for where we live and who we are. So Derby is that time, right, where we recognize that, where we serve everybody who comes in, where we roll out the red carpet for people not just internationally and not just from other parts of the country, but from other parts of Kentucky. It shows our very best, and as we are 150 days away from Kentucky Derby 150, I hope we can take that unity, right, and pay it forward every single day to create a better Commonwealth for every single one of our kids. So congratulations, and let's get ready for the biggest and the best Kentucky Derby we have ever had. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Governor Beshear. We very much appreciate you joining us today. And now, another great leader and magnificent supporter of Louisville tourism, Mayor Craig Greenberg.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. Rachel and I are so excited to be with you all here today because 150 days away from the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby. How amazing. Governor, you have led our state to make some amazing history these past 4 years, and it is so exciting to think about the history that we're going to make next year here throughout the entire Commonwealth, beginning with Derby 150. There is so much exciting momentum and enthusiasm that is going on across our city and across our entire state right now. And the Derby spirit that is alive here today, not just in the Kentucky Derby Museum, but around our city and state, is just so wonderful to get ready for this event that, as the governor said, the eyes of the world are going to be upon us. Thank you so much to the Kentucky Derby Museum for hosting this event here today and for everything that you do to welcome people from around the country and world, to give them a taste of the Kentucky Derby every day, regardless of when they're in Louisville. Thank you so much to our friends at the Kentucky Derby Festival. It's fun to see these great pink jackets out before the springtime. I've got mine socks on this morning to celebrate a little bit as well with you all. And as Matt said earlier, if it's 150 days to the Derby, what'd you say, Matt, 134 days to Thunder? So that's a great way to kick it off and to think that before we know it, we're going to have planes over the Ohio River and the largest fireworks show in North America. And also thank you so much to Mike and Betsy and all of our friends at Churchill Downs for everything that you do. It was great to celebrate with you all, with the governor and others on Monday night this week to open Derby City Gaming downtown. Again, another reflection of the positive momentum that is going on in Louisville and across our entire state. So I'm excited for what today means, but really what every day leading up to the Kentucky Derby 150th Kentucky Derby means. It is the best of reflection of our city and our state. And one more thing. If it's 150 days to a Derby, 134 days to Thunder, I don't know how many days it is for each of you, but don't forget to pick out your outfit, because your outfit for the 150th Derby has to also be the best ever. So just one final thing, a final thanks to the Kentucky Derby Museum for this wonderful event, for the entire opening it up today to the entire public for free. The entire city of Louisville wants to thank you for your efforts and commend the Kentucky Derby Museum for what you mean to our city. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I'd also like to introduce to you and welcome Councilwoman Jennifer Chappell. We are proud to be a part of District 15 here at the Kentucky Derby Museum, and we appreciate the honor you presented to the museum last week in Metro Council meeting. We're excited to work with you and being good neighbors in our community. Councilwoman, come on up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Jennifer Chappell, and I represent Louisville Metro Council District 15. And it goes from a bit of Germantown in my north all the way to Iroquois Park in my south. And Churchill Downs makes up the center of my district. It's wild to think about America 150 years ago. It's the Gilded Age. Ulysses S. Grant is our president. The incandescent light bulb and the automobile are still years away from being invented. And a little red-headed horse named Aristides wins the first Kentucky Derby to a spectator, to a Churchill Downs filled with 10,000 people. Since that first Derby in 1975, the Kentucky Derby has not only become a sporting spectacle, but a cultural phenomenon. This is a celebration of the 150th running of this historic horse race and the institution that is Churchill Downs, but it's also a celebration of the track that has been, the neighborhoods that have been shaped by this track, as well as all of the amazing residents that reside in those communities. It's neighborhoods like Wyandotte, Taylor Berry, Lucky Horseshoe, South Louisville, and even the backside of Churchill Downs, because there is a city of workers that live on this property year-round. Thank you. and they are the backbone of everything that we are celebrating today. For many, the Kentucky Derby is a horse race that happens one day in May. But for many Louisvillians, it is a spirit that is enshrined 365 days. The Derby spirit is as much in a stranger's front yard as it is in the hootin' and hollerin' on the rail during the Run for the Roses. The Derby spirit is on proud display in this world-class museum that we're standing in right now, as much as it is in the trinkets and memorabilia of the living rooms of the people that live right down the street. The Derby spirit is the stillness of a cool November morning when people on Longfield Avenue are watching the horses being fed in the stables from their porches. It's a chicken salad sandwich on toast with a cup of vegetable soup from Wagner's Pharmacy. And I've even found the spirit of Derby in the bottom of a mint julep a time or two across watering holes in this city. So no matter how you celebrate or when you do, just make sure that you are celebrating because we are the cause for that celebration. And when the eyes of the world are upon Churchill Downs and Louisville on that first Saturday in May, I cannot wait for these communities to shine. Thank you.
Councilwoman Chapel, thank you so much. Happy Derby, everyone. I think I can say that, right? I am Katie Fusenager, the Executive Vice President here at the museum. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. We have an incredible lineup of events today to get everybody in the Derby spirit. Something very special I'm especially excited about is our time capsule. Today, we'll capture photos of all of our guests, and you get to become part of Derby history. We'll keep this in the museum's vault for the next 50 years, and the museum is the keeper of Derby history, and none of that would exist without this community. So today, we want to share in your stories, your memories, and celebrate what we share as a Derby legacy together. So now, if all of our speakers can come forward, we will officially open the time capsule, we'll take a quick photo, and we'll get this party started.
All right. Oh, it's up here? Oh, okay. It's on the photo? Okay. Yep. Hold it up. There we go.
Flash.
Ready for us to place the items then?
Yeah, so.
Got mine in my pocket. Mine's small. I just got a button for mine.
Pretty excited about this one.